what are you thinking about for the 5-minute gun?
Well, as a matter of fact, every boat that's in the race is a potential winner. And although I know that some boats qualify faster than others, and I know the dependability of some as opposed to other boats in the race, they're all contenders, and in my mind's eye, during the 5-minute gun, I'm trying to keep them all lined up. And this is particularly critical in the final heat, where whoever wins the heat is the winner of the event. So during the 5-minute period, you know, I'm in such a fairly steep I'm very heavily concentrated. It's like any other professional activity where you've got to keep all the competition in mind where they are, but I'm interested also in instrumentation, readings, what I'm getting as far as certain temperatures, and what we call ADI, the water alcohol flow to the blower that keeps the supercharger cool so that, you know, I get good, strong performance. In the meantime, while I'm doing that, I'm sorting the boats out, and I'm keeping my eye on where they are, because I know they're going to try and make a run to that line. It's going to be a smoker, and they all know I'm going to try and do that. And on the other hand, when the 1-minute gun blows, it's a critical time when every guy times himself from someplace on the race course usually, and he says, well, okay, if I start here and he sees a White House up on shore or from a certain buoy in the back chute, he'll come around the corner and blow down the front chute, and he'll take his time and he'll say, oh boy, I did that in 40 seconds. So in competition, although he gets a little more eager, I think, in competition you'll probably do it in about 40 seconds. I don't do it that way. I've never done it that way. I'm not suggesting I'm right and they're wrong. It works well for me because I like to keep track of where the competition is and what kind of lanes they're moving in, the speeds they're moving, so I can then have the privilege or the freedom to pick and choose the lane I want. I don't want to be committed to a particular lane. If you time yourself from a certain place and you get caught in traffic, hey, you're not going to reach that starting point, and then you're going to end up late, and I don't want that. So I try to do it so that I really have some freedom of selection during that 1-minute period, and particularly when we are committed and we come around for the start, coming down the front chute, I'm already committed and I know what I'm going to do, and I've made up my mind, and by then I'm flying.
What about cornering? I know in the past you've always been known as hugging the buoys so well, better than any other driver. Are you still that kind of a driver in the corners?
Well, when it's tactically in my interest, yes. When I think when it's good strategy, good racing, and I can move the field around a little bit, I'll do that, and so will everybody else. You know, they all know how to play the game as well as I do, and I'm not going to throw anything at them that they haven't seen, and they're not going to throw anything at me that I haven't seen. And for every move that I make, there's a counter move. And you got to be aware and make most of those moves. So if I am so fortunate as to break on top, I'll run a lane, and I know that I hope by the time I will make them labor their equipment to the ultimate and make them work as hard as they possibly can and go a lot faster than I think I'm going to have to go.
Do you think you're becoming a more flexible driver, using more versatility?
Oh, I think, hey, having been in this so darn long, I should have learned something by now. Tactically, I think that I've always paid a great deal of attention to the sport, and I've been a student of the sport, and I still am a student, and I'm still learning, and I think it's helped me a lot. I think that having driven as long as I have, many of the moves that I make that when I'm out of attitude or, getting a little looser than I should, I don't think that, I'm not a giant intellect. I'm an average guy smarts-wise. Although I may be a little more racing smart than some people because I've been there so long. But the truth is that most of those moves, those corrections you make to get yourself back into attitude, come as a result of conditioned reflexes and having done it so darn many times. And boy, let me tell you, do I make them work.